How does motorsport justify itself in the 21st century? It's a big question, but it's a really important one as we slowly realise our fossil fuel dependent way of living is just not sustainable. We're damaging the environment we live in, we're literally poisoning the air we breathe. Formula E has started a revolution in motorsport, all-electric racing. Manufacturers are flocking to it, from Formula 1, the DTM, the World Endurance Championship, and now we have our first all-electric production-based race car series, the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY. It might not have all the answers, but it's the start of the debate, the start of the revolution. We're here at Rockingham Circuit to drive this new all-electric car and find out all about it.
So we are the world's first manufacturer to produce an all-battery electric racing production car one-make series. So the I-PACE has just gone on sale on the road, so we are now the race version and we're showing the transition between road to race. And so we will go around supporting Formula E at 9 of the cities, but we'll race 10 events. It's very different because this has never been done before. We've had a lot of more interest come through because people can see the car is real, it's physical, it's out there. Jaguars worked super hard on SVO to get this car ready in 1 year, and the cars are working perfectly. So yeah, it's very exciting times for us.
So fundamentally, we're taking a road car that's designed to be driven on a daily basis, sometimes quite enthusiastically, but never as you'd expect to be driven on a race circuit. The key challenge of that was, for us, was keeping it cool. The car, when we designed it, had 2 cooling circuits, both for the batteries and for the motors. And what we did to overcome those problems was to take the HVAC system that is normally put into the cabin for the driver and turn that around and put it into the battery. So we take away driver comfort to help our battery systems.
So I've just finished my 10-lap run in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY car. A very interesting experience for someone like me who's been brought up as a petrol head on traditional combustion engine motorsport cars. I think the first thing to say, if you look at the car, it looks like a proper racing car. I had no real preconceptions of what it would look like, but it wouldn't look out of place on a touring car grid. It looks like a TCR car. When you're in the car, you have the same kind of feeling. You're in a 6-point harness, racing seat, roll cage. The controls are all serious systems, but they feel familiar. You don't have paddle shift or a gearbox. That's probably the most odd thing to notice when you're in the car, but you've got 2 pedals, proper steering wheel, everything you'd expect from a racing car. Obviously, the strangest thing is the lack of sound. It's electric propulsion, so there's no roar from the engine, there's no noise from the exhaust, there is no exhaust. But after a few laps, once you get into the driving experience, that all kind of fades into the background and you start to adjust really to what noises you do have, which is the rattling of marbles and bits of the track through the wheel arches, hitting the curves, the tyre squeal as you brake and accelerate. I wasn't expecting it to be particularly powerful, and it is a heavy car, it's not too quick, but we were topping out 150 kilometres an hour. For the kind of tracks that this car will race on, tight, condensed street circuits, it's plenty quick enough. And it handles like a proper racing car. You can tip it in on the brakes, really play with it, and that's really important because to get people on board with this kind of revolutionary concept of electric motorsport, you need the car to feel like a proper racing car to get people excited when you drive it. It may not answer all the questions yet about sustainability and the bigger picture of motorsport. Obviously, it requires lots of fossil fuel processes to make the conventional bits of the car, but it's the beginning of the debate, isn't it? You've got something that is 0 emissions in terms of its engine output. It fits more with the world, the way motoring is going, the way mobility is going, the way manufacturers in motorsport are going, and it's a really impressive first step. And I think once people get to know it a bit more, once people start driving the car and racing it, there'll be a real buzz about this series.